Hi, so I am going to attempt to do this video. I haven't had a voice for 3 weeks, but I'm hoping that you can at least understand me. The last 2 days, my voice has improved enough that I think I can do it, so I'm going to try. I'm going to start with this story and then I'll explain why it applies. But this last year, I've offered a lot of energy work to people, which I felt good about, even though I feel like there's a lot of misconceived perceptions or misunderstandings and even fear about it. I've also written a book, and I'm proud of myself for doing that, but I kind of felt like I was trying to offer these things to people in my heart. Like, they're really offerings of love from me. And I felt like I did have some people take me up on them and buy my book or do energy work, but I didn't feel like a lot of people were, and I started to feel like, were the things I had to offer worth it to people? Like, were my gifts that I felt I had, were they worth it to share? And did people even want them? And this was bothering me, and it hurt. And I had to do some digging. And I discovered that underneath, subconsciously, I had a little bit of a belief system that said, the things I have to offer, my talents and skills, are only of worth if people want them and take me up on my offers and use the things I have. And I realized that it's not true, and I had to tell myself the truth, that doesn't matter if no one uses my energy work or reads my book, or if hundreds do. My gifts are just as valid. And when I said that, it just filled me with joy, and it felt really good. So sometimes we have subconscious beliefs that we don't recognize are interfering with how we feel about ourselves. And especially with topics like worthlessness or low self-esteem, there's a lot of lies that come at us, whether it's been subconsciously, and you can say programmed into you from media or things, because sometimes there really is things that we're not recognizing that we're getting. It could be from parents, or how we were raised, or family members, or spouses. Or ourselves, we can start to feel worthless. But when we recognize the lie and tell ourselves the truth, it actually helps shift the energy and helps you heal and find the truth. To me, when I feel worthless, it's like a really heavy energy. It kind of drags me down. I don't feel like doing things. I feel like, why? If the stuff I have to offer isn't as worth as much as someone else is, and see, there's the comparing in there too, or if I don't feel like I have a purpose, or I feel worthwhile to people, I don't feel like trying as much. I feel discouraged, depressed. I'm just trying to name some of the emotions I feel, but they're all tied, for me at least, a lot of times they're tied to feeling worthless. But sometimes it's just that lie that we've been told, that we're not as much worth because of whatever reasons. So as you practice, and I do think this takes practice, identifying the lie that's coming at you and recognizing it, and then telling yourself the truth, helps shift the energy, helps, even, you want to say, destroy the adversary's weapons, because the truth does destroy, and helps you, I guess, gain your power back. So a thing, I guess, what do I call it? Like, a thing that I do sometimes that has helped me heal, and it is a form, you could call it therapy, you could call it energy work. I don't know the things you call it, but I've done this and it's helped me. Is, you can think of a time you felt worthless, whether it's today, yesterday, or when you were a child, and let yourself feel the emotions, as long as it's an experience you can handle. Let yourself feel the emotions and look at the truth of that situation. Because when you have a different perspective now as an adult than when you're a child, it can help you frame the situation differently. But this can be hard. And one of the reasons it can be hardest because sometimes we don't want to look at the truth because we're afraid to for different reasons. For example, let's say your parent said something to you as a child that they shouldn't have, and it made you feel worthless. Sometimes facing the truth of that is hard because maybe our parents we think are absolutely wonderful, and we don't want to say they did something wrong. It's like because we feel like we're being disloyal or whatever the case is. But the truth is, people are people, and they could say something bad and still be good parents, or maybe they're not. I mean, just facing the truth helps you clear the energy. Also, I would suggest, or something you could do that could be helpful, is go back to yourself and talk to yourself as you are now, and talk to that wounded child you have, and say, hey, and say whatever you need to heal. For me, and I'm not saying people should do it the way I do it or do it the same way, but for me, I would validate my feelings, and then I would tell myself the truth. And it might be like, you have a right to feel that way, but you're going to be okay, and everything's going to be okay, and you are worth it. And just whatever you need to say. This exercise has been really helpful for me, and it can help you heal in certain ways or certain things. So if you want to give it a try, go ahead. So I just want to end that these kind of skills can be used on any emotion, not just feeling worthless or low self-esteem. But remind yourself of the truth, and I just want to end with a few truths that you are worth it. You are so needed. You are so loved. You are so important. And you can do it. Anyway, thanks, everybody, and bye.